Welcome to Hemp Sisters Nation, where you don't need a reservation. I said, Mama, hello, stand with open arms. Here to warn you with a one more time. Yeah, one more time, baby. Welcome to the nation.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again to our special edition for the Women's Day celebration entitled Breaking the Bias. Fasten your seatbelts as we have a powerhouse of empowered women who do not demonize man, but sees themselves as co-equal in creating better families, better communities, and better world through equality and love. Let me introduce to you our special guest for today. And she's not just a guest, she's a host. And she's not just a host, she's going to be a part of the TBC-inTV empowered women community who walk with love and self-confidence. She is no other than someone from Durban, North Africa. She was a former member of parliament in the National Assembly of South Africa. She was Shadow Minister of Health in the legislature. She was a board member. She is a speaker, empowerment activist. She's peer-reviewed scientific journals, published articles. She's an author and a poet. She is a founder of Power to Empower advocacy and lobbying group to challenge the inequalities in society. We are so grateful and honored to have Dr. Usha Rupranain as our guest for today, guest host for today, but she will be a part of TBC-inTV pool of hosts, and so we are so happy to have her with us. Dr. Usha Rupranain, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, and good afternoon, good evening from here, South Africa. And I must say I'm deeply honored and delighted to be such a special guest on this show and to be part of this family. And thank you for the opportunity. To all the women out there, a very, very happy Women's Day. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you're going to enjoy this podcast, and you know, you're going to feel free, and you're going to tell it like it is, because we like to hear the narrative, we like to hear women's voices, and that's what we're all about. And Angela, you know, the theme for this year, like you said, is breaking the bias. And I'd love to ask, you know, our six other women there, what do they mean? What comes to mind when you say breaking something down, like breaking a chain, breaking a bias, just in one line? You know, what does it mean for them? Do you want to go first?
I was going to say, I'll start. Ending an unnecessary stigma. Ending an unnecessary stigma.
Great.
We brought you onto this planet. You think there's anything we can't do? Stop.
Yeah, absolutely. What about, let me just try to look at everybody so I can. Who wants to go next?
Yes, anyone can speak. Eve. Maria, Samira, Mercy.
When someone say breaking the bias, it reminds me, be brave, don't give up, don't lose hope. To be what I am and make sure everyone around me know that, see it.
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, Samira, you go. She done an excellent post, Angela, yesterday. It was brilliant. And she got lots of likes.
Thank you. Thank you, Usha. Yes. breaking the bias will always be to choose myself the way I am. I should be able to portray myself as I am to the world instead of fitting into the given mold and faking. You know, that's what I say, because you force people to fake what you are not. So when I say that I choose myself to show the way I am, it's more about that is what is breaking the bias for me. I defy all norms, all rules.
Yeah,
absolutely. Because we live in this day where we all are wearing masks. I mean, we have that cloth mask, but some of us beneath the makeup, beneath the hair, there's something vulnerable. There's something else underneath we don't want the world to see. And some of us are so good in putting on the mask. And maybe sometimes it's a coping mechanism. And don't get me wrong, sometimes it's also a kind of shell or a barrier, or it's something to keep you safe underneath, where you don't want that authentic self to be seen. And if you are exposed, then you feel you're going to get hurt, you're going to get harmed. So, and sometimes filters, we all use filters. I mean, we all want to look good. We all want to look good on camera, on our pics and stuff like that. So we're living in this world where there's filters, there's masks, and we hide behind that. So thanks for that, Samira. Who else? Mercy, you're smiling. Yay, it's your turn.
Yeah, okay, for me, do not allow society to dictate who you are. You can break from what the society has put out there as who you are. You can be whoever you want to be, achieve whatever you want to achieve. Just believe in yourself. Don't allow your life to be dictated by others on how you should live it.
Absolutely, because you know, it's so easy. I was earlier in a lecture, it's so easy, you know, when somebody labels you and this mental, it's this, when you labeled, automatically it creates this mental persona. You begin to attach yourself. Like if women are on antidepressants, if they take sleep medication, automatically they say she's crazy or she's psychotic and that kind of thing. And we begin to attach ourselves to these labels. But what happens is because of some men or some problems that we need to take sedatives, we need to take medication. So yeah, you know, and we also need to break the bias on mental illness. It's not a stigma. If you're depressed, yeah, we all go through times of depression, and it's like a wave, you know, it's up and down. There's no straight line. Life is not you know, a linear journey. It's a zigzag journey. So yeah, thank you for that, Mercy. So labels, you know, culturally people put labels on us and we begin to live up to those labels. But when we break the bias, we also need to break those mental cages, and only we can set ourselves free. All right, what about oh, I think everybody's had a chance. Gina as well. Okay. Now, whenever we talk about breaking the bias, we always say women, female child. But like we said, like Angela said, we are the ones who love men. We love being with men. We bring up male children. So we can't isolate men. We can't say, oh, today is International Women's Day. Hey, everybody, we're going to go burn our bras. You know, we're going to bash men and all men are like this. No, we can't do that. So if there's one message that you want to say, a husband or a man, a male partner, men out there, what would that one message be? Because remember, we as women, we can talk about equality, we can talk about gender parity, we can talk about, you know, the stats, how many women are in the boardroom, how many women are in parliament, and there's not enough female CEOs. But if we don't bring the men on board, then clearly nobody's listening. So what would be the one message you want to tell men, you know, on this International Women's Day? Who wants to go?
Well,
Yay!
Now let me say I like Mercy's status today on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I read it and I said,
oh, tell us.
It gave me a smile, and when she said, we have to empower men as we empower ourselves.
Oh, wow, that's
Very
excellent.
true.
Eve, the floor is yours.
She's silent. I don't know what's happening
It's
to her.
on mute.
There's Eve. Eve, no, she's not muted. Maria is muted. She's not muted. I think Eve has a lot to share. No, she can't speak.
Maybe it's the earphones.
Right?
Maybe it's her earphones.
Okay.
Well, anything
Gina,
happens
do you
here
want
because this is unscripted, okay?
Can you hear me now? Cool.
So anything goes. Eve, come
Can
on.
you hear me?
What happens?
Okay, we come back to Eve.
She cannot speak.
Okay.
Okay, Mercy, you go.
Okay. I would like to tell men that they shouldn't feel intimidated by us, by our empowerment, that they should still, once we feel supported by them, once we feel loved by them, this empowerment will also empower us to be better women for them. So it is not a challenge, it shouldn't be a challenge. Like having your wife working and empowered is a challenge. It shouldn't be something to put you down as a man. It should be something to make you proud because my woman is doing one A, B, C, D. What we would like them to do is not be afraid, support us, encourage us, and let us work together as a team.
Absolutely. I think, you know, when these two people are working together, you can achieve so much more as opposed to two people going their separate roads.
Right.
So well said. How about you, Maria? Did I get that right?
I want to say Happy Women's Day to all men.
Oh,
A
okay.
day, a day of a woman that they can't live without, because they need to remember that a woman gave birth to them.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely. And men
If they
us.
remember that, the world will be much more nicer.
That's good one. How about you, Samara?
Well, I would like to just give a small example. Since morning, I have been loaded with so many messages in my inbox, whether it is Facebook, it's WhatsApp, it's LinkedIn, and most of them are men. So I wanted to say that this is what we want: a little space, a little respect, a little encouragement in your world, and we will celebrate you in return like we always do that.
Wow. I have to, yeah, that's good. I have to say something. It was all the men who were admiring her beautiful picture, and you know, I don't know how many of them have inboxed, or maybe how many prospective suitors.
No, I'm
I
rushing.
need to see this post.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Gina. Yay.
I'm going to take a little different route. I would like men in general to know that I've got their back as much as I want them to have my back and respect me and show me that love and support. I want them to know that I feel that way. My husband knows that. He's my best friend. He's my rock. There's nothing could ever separate us. Like we were meant to be together. Like that is it. But I know everybody doesn't have that. And I want men to know in general, I support you. I'm here for you. I want to see you rise up, and we are nothing without each other. Like together, the entire world, together, we are stronger. And that's everybody.
Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah,
and I think even Angela has a lovely love story. I mean, she can also say something similar. Yeah, Angela, go for it.
Well,
tell us about the love in your life.
Well, for me, when I think of loving a man, I always think of loving my son, because I really got a lovely son. And being a woman, the essence of a woman is being a successful mother. And being a successful mother cannot equal any other success that one can really get in this world. Being, the greatest achievement, I should say, that I have had in this world is my MD, my mother's degree.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. Absolutely. Can we get back to Eve? I feel sorry, Eve, to leave you out there.
That's okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, now, yeah.
Yeah. The breaking the bias for me is about bringing balance. It's about the yin and the yang and bringing the balance together of male and female. And I work in the tech industry, and that's been a very predominantly male orientated industry. And bringing more women into tech has been a huge, big change in this digital change that we've had. And I think women in particular can, they have the ability to, what am I trying to say? They have the ability to use their emotional intelligence in a way that men don't. They have a way to care, to nurture, to embrace that men don't. And that, along with the male energy, I think if we can create the balance between the two, I think that can create massive improvements. I heard someone say not so long ago that if everybody in leadership and in any form of power was a female, we'd have less wars in the world. And I do tend to agree with that, because I don't see a woman being able to allow that kind of pain and suffering in the world of other people when they actually have that innate emotional intelligence within them to say, no, this is wrong, that this shouldn't be happening. And I agree with you that men were brought into the world by women. There is already a balance there. So keep the balance. Let's keep this this balance going and allow women to grow and develop into their leadership roles, their authentic selves, through emotional intelligence and through the balance of creating that balance between male and female.
Yay, thanks for that. Because, when you look at the stats, especially in terms of STEM, science, technology, engineering, and there's too few women. And like you rightly said, we need more women, in those fields, because
absolutely
those fields, you tend to look at them as masculine and, male driven, the male sphere. And if you look at teaching and nursing, it's more prone to be female. You don't have to, it's already there in the subconscious, female nurse, but you also say female scientist, it's also loaded in the language we use.
Yeah.
If you say footballer, you always think of a male footballer comes to mind. You always have to qualify it and say female footballer. I don't know if you've experienced that in terms of language. Any words or any scenarios come to mind? Anybody, when you find that so much of language is actually loaded to gender, to women, anybody can share. Yay, Gina.
I taught high school for 15 years outside Chicago. I taught health and physical education, predominantly men. I coached basketball, but no one referred to me as a basketball coach. I was the girls' basketball coach all the time. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And anybody else, even in the workplace, sometimes you expect, like a software developer, if you say that, you expect a male to be behind, doing that kind of job. And if it's if a woman's cooking, she's called a good cook. But if it's a male cooking, he's called a great chef. Have you experienced that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other examples of the subtle bias, maybe in your workplace, maybe personally, anything that comes to mind that you'd like to share? Yeah, Mercy.
For me, it's different. My son is the one who makes my hair. He's a man. It's a man. And at first, when they said my son is a man, they were like, can men play it? Can they do it? Can I do it well? And I came to ask him, okay, how did you learn to this? Then he told me that his mother used to give him some cloth and then he would do it well. And that's when but he faced a lot of negativity because that's a field known for women. And you see now if he's married and then the customers are all female and now he has issues with the wife and all. So it's not only about us being in the field of men. I think there's also some men who do what is known to be a woman's work, and yet they also face those judgmental comments of what they do because it's more feminine, it's not manly for them to be in a salon making women beautiful. They expect to be doing something different.
Yeah, just to add to that, if there's ever a male hairstylist, everybody says, oh, he must be gay, just to bring, I think you'll all experience that. And Mercy and I come from Africa, and men always like to be referred to as the strong man, or, in Latin America, it's macho, or, well, Samira, in India, how are the men, what is the men in India referred to as? I know with women, we talk about power and we talk about Shakti, that feminine force. How are the men in India? Tell us. Do tell.
Yes. We know, like, as a country, India, yes, we are also full of prejudices and biases. But the best part is we are growing up, men are getting empowered, they are learning to accept. Of course, there is other side of the story as well. But when it comes to empowerment, trust me, Usha, I always emphasize, whether it's a man or it's a woman, one has to be a good human being first. Because when you are a good human being, all the biases leave your mind. I have seen women having prejudices against another woman also. Because this is all in the mind. It's not about men and women. I have seen women, yes, I have seen women pulling down another woman in the workplace, in the house, as mother-in-law, as sister-in-law. So the stigma rises in our mind, and I feel it has got nothing to do with gender, because somewhere the mother is passing this to the son, to the brothers, and this is how it goes on. So it all begins at home. So once we all remove this stigma at home, I think we will have a better world. Whether it is men or women, both needs to empowerment when it comes to actually putting other individuals at first.
Absolutely. And I think Samira said it so well, because we have the same scenario here amongst our South African Indians. And it's the very women, that bring, I think in society as well, it's the very women that bring other women down. And it's fine, you could have a job promotion and you could have a number of women vying for it and, sort of wanting promotion. But you also have something called the queen bee syndrome, where one woman wants to be, the queen bee and the others need to be the workers. She wants to be the head and the others need to follow. So we have that scenario, and it's very true. And it tends to play out in personal life, in professional life. And as Samira said, sometimes even, moms are able to condition their sons, about their wives, to behave, to do this, or this is the way you're supposed to do things, and your loyalty lies with your mom. This is kind of the dynamics in a family. So thank you for that. But you also brought another important word, empowerment. And that word is very close to my heart, because, whenever we talk about women getting to a stage, where they're able to feel confident, they're able to give up themselves to other, that's called empowerment, power, that whole essence. And power can be your talents, your skill. And like I said, today was an erratic day, but when you speak about empowerment, it's not just a feel-good term, and it's not a quick fix. It's a process. So when women are empowered, whether it's economically, whether it's socially, they actually make better human beings, because if women are working, it lessens the burden on the male. Automatically, the house, it's much easier to manage the home. So the word empowerment, it's such a powerful word, and it has the word power, but also, with power can be very controlling, power can be very dominating, power can be intimidating. And I think sometimes in life, we all go through times where we experience this dark side of power. So any input, anything about empowerment? Yay, go.
It reminded me of the article I wrote for Hollywood Magazine last year during the same celebration. And I think I'm just going to share 3 points that I wrote. How to succeed. Well, this actually how to succeed in a male-dominated world. That was the title of my article. And the first is that equip yourself. Okay, whatever kind of equipping, equip yourself. Second, be an authentic woman. I'm just going to read a little bit of what I learned from Matthew Boggs. Matthew Boggs actually is an author of Cracking the Man Code. And according to him, men respect women who do not try to compete with their masculinity, but women who are authentically women themselves. This doesn't mean that we have to play dumb and we have to play damsels in distress, but then we have to be firm, but at the same time gentle, sharp, but at the same time loving, and be graceful and principled. Be polite, but stand your ground, and be dependable, yet still be a woman. And the third is respect yourself, because everything emanates from self. Men actually have radars. If they feel like they can push around, well, not only men, but women as well. If they feel like you can be pushed around, then they will push you around. But if it is, I think, in the unconscious or subconscious mind of a woman or a person per se, that if the person knows who she is, and this is the golden rule: do unto others what you would like others to do unto you. So give what you want to receive. That's it.
Absolutely. It's also the karmic law, what goes around is going to come around. And also the way we communicate as well, as women, as human beings, our words have so much of power. And, at times there's different mediums how we communicate. If I'm speaking in front of a crowd, it's different. And here I can see, it's very conversational and we're able to talk about issues. But if I'm scolding my daughter or telling her, Shreya, don't do that, it's a different voice. So the communication and also the non-verbal cues, I think it's very important, the body language, because men can sense this. And even if we say, oh, no, it's okay, they know it's not okay, But sure.
1 minute more to go.
Oh, okay. Can we quickly have one
7 minutes? I'm sorry,
everyone?
we've got 7 minutes to wrap up. We have got 7 minutes.
Okay. Very quickly to end our International Women's Day, what would be one message, one word, one powerful mantra that you'd like to say to the women out there? Let's go. Eve, I've left you out for a long time. Would you like to start?
Well, I've actually got a quote from one of my favorites, Audrey Hepburn, and she says, living is like tearing through a museum. Not until later do you really start absorbing what you're seeing, what you're thinking about. You look it up and remembering, and you can't do everything at once. And I think we're entering into a new society where women are wanting to be more authentic. They're wanting to take the leadership role, and we want to do that without having to look back later and say, why didn't we do that? Why didn't we take our chance?
Thank you. Mercy.
Redefine womanhood.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gina.
One love, universal love and respect for all people, by all people.
Wow. Marika.
To
Maria.
woman, Marie. Be conscious that you can do whatever you want. Don't feel sorry for yourself and let others limit you. Remember that you are wonderful, valuable, and unique.
Thank you. Samara.
Be the woman you want to see in other women. So have that elegance, respect, and dignity, and you will get back everything in return.
Wow, powerful. Angela.
The golden rule.
Which is?
The golden rule, do unto
yourself.
others as you would
How
like
you-
others to do unto you.
Absolutely. I think it's been a brilliant session. I can't believe the time has gone by so quickly. And I'd like to thank each and every one of you. And I think every one of you has brought something so good to the table, so unique. And I appreciate your worth, your valuable support, and your time, and your energy, and your effort. And thanks to Angela for bringing all of us together. And let's break the bias and let's continue in our journey. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Dr. Usha, you have been amazing. And ladies, I'm very happy and proud to be a part of this wonderful group. We all rock. And Angela, you're such a sweetheart that you have binded all of us together so amazingly. I remember her line, she told me, nobody is above and nobody is below. And that is true woman's quality, which she is really celebrating with us every day. So we are breaking the bias.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can we get a picture of all of us? Can we get a screenshot of
The
all of us?
universe that brought us together, it's God, or the universe that brought us together. I was just an instrument.
Yeah,
I love you
you've been
all.
used so mightily.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you
love
so
you, love you.
much. Well,
She said,
enjoy the rest of your Women's Day.
We will see more
everyone.
of we will
Bye,
see
ladies.
more of Dr. Usha's show at TBC-inTV. Yay!
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 Bye.
Bringing the
Bye-bye.
buzz.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Great leading the show. Usha.